Hello everyone, welcome back to the Zekko football channel. It is a good time to be a Tottenham Hotspur fan. They are scoring goals for fun, they are conceding very little, and they are getting up towards the top of the table. And that got me thinking, how are they doing it? Today we're diving into Tottenham Hotspur and discussing how Ange Postecoglou has managed to revolutionise this side. If you are new to the channel, please make sure that you subscribe, you like the video, and turn on those notifications. I'll wait for a moment, it's okay, just scroll down, click and click. Thank you. Right, Tottenham Hotspur time. Tottenham Hotspur in a short period of time have been completely transformed by Ange Postecoglou, and it's his tactical awareness and the way he set this team up that I think is so very impressive. This is the game that they played against Burnley, which they obviously won by 5-2, and really this is one of the main attacks. This is the Son goal. The ball gets played in, but what I want to focus on are the amount of players going forwards. This is Pedro Porro asking for the ball, begging for the ball, because he knows that his job now is to drive into space and make sure he can get a shot off. Dejan Kulusevski is also making a run towards the box, as is James Maddison. This creates the space that Son is inevitably going to be able to use to be able to score his goal. But the movement that is created through the positive actions from Tottenham cannot be underestimated, and I really do think it's important that we take stock of the intent of this side. Moving on, we can see another series of images. This is the game against Burnley still, and what I want to highlight here is the positioning of Pedro Porro and Destiny Udogie. This actually is Manor Solomon, but the actual movement to get into these positions for both of these players is incredibly crucial. Of course, Basuma is here and Sarr is here. Next to, in a more defensive position, James Maddison is also picking up the ball and able to progress the ball forwards. Now, once he plays this pass, his ability of passing and his range of passing is absolutely crucial to this Tottenham Hotspur side, but it means that the side is completely unlocked and Burnley are left just in no man's land, really. If you have a look at the amount of space that is created because of the movement and positioning of Pedro Porro just in this one singular instance, the same can be said for Destiny Udogie. The amount of space that they have and the pockets that they are able to pick up mean that Tottenham just naturally become that little bit more dangerous. In gambling a little bit further forwards with the right back and with the left back, it just creates havoc. And it allows players with the ability of passing, the range of passing of James Maddison, to find them. And it means that Tottenham can then orchestrate their attack that little bit higher up the pitch. It also really hurts the opposition, obviously having to run back towards your own goal continuously. It's not only positivity and just general drive that helps this Tottenham side out, it's incredible tactical work. Here I've got them lined up against a general side that is lined up in a 4-3-3. Now, as we know, this Tottenham side are in a 4-3-3 of their own, but it's a little bit different, isn't it? As we can see, this is the side, this is the midfield, and then this is the three up front. But really, when Tottenham Hotspur go forwards, yes, it is the utilisation of the fullbacks, but it's also the utilisation of space because of that. So Destiny Udogie and Pedro Porro come into midfield. When this happens, one of two things will occur. Either the opposition winger will follow them in and then create and leave space out for Tottenham to utilise, or they will then double up on the winger themselves, leaving the two fullbacks completely isolated and overloading them in midfield. If the latter happens and they actually start following and doubling up on the wingers with the opposition fullbacks, it means that not only do Udogie and Pedro Porro have too much time on the ball, too much space, they also can pick passes into James Maddison and Sarr, who cannot be engaged by the fullbacks or by the centre-backs because of the run of Richarlison. Richarlison's role is absolutely crucial here, and it means that if they stay wide and they stay direct, Tottenham will have a 5v3 in midfield. This enables them to bypass any kind of press over and over and over again. Basuma in this low pivot position means that he's able to recycle the ball, and if ever they are able to beat a man 1v1, which Basuma is able to do on numerous occasions, it just means that Tottenham are able to carve through teams at will. If the first thing happens and the wingers actually start engaging with the fullbacks, like I'm sure a lot of teams will try to do, well, what ends up happening is you've isolated your wingers. Son and Kulusevski are devastating in 1v1 situations, and that's something that you desperately don't want to do. James Maddison is then left alone, and so is Matar Sarr, and it means that there is a lot for the opposition central defensive midfielder to do. Perhaps the two attacking mids could then drop down and help, but then all of a sudden, if you start doing that, you've got what is seen as an extremely low block, giving Tottenham the ability to recycle possession as much as they want and then go forwards to be able to pick out the pass that they want. The utilisation of these fullbacks just enables Tottenham to not only get a grasp of the game, but better possession and then a better ability to find that incisive pass. Progression in passing is absolutely key, and that's why you will see James Maddison drop deeper that little bit more, not only to evade his marker, but also to be able to progress the ball forwards either into the wide areas or through into his fellow central attacking midfielder. It really has revolutionised the way that the tactical game is seen and looked forwards. Now, of course, there are ways to exploit these wings, but at the moment the Premier League teams have not seen it. And until they do, Tottenham will continue to rip teams to shreds. Let's have a look at another instance. This, in case, is the Manchester United game that they played. They obviously won this by 2-0, and this is the first goal. But what I want to focus on here, again, is the positive movement from everyone involved. There are nearly 5 players within the Manchester United area, and I don't think you could have said that in the time that Conte was in charge. Matar Sarr is actually going to get on the end of this pass. Yes, it does get a deflection, but the intent is absolutely there. This, again, is Pedro Porro, the right back. And you can see the attacking intent for Tottenham to go forwards. Let's move on and have a look at this one. Romero was actually about to play a pass, but the crucial thing is that even with different players, it's not like it was just Pedro Porro and Destiny Udogie who were really creating this. No, this is actually Ben Davies, who has come into midfield and actually dragged Bruno Fernandes out from this right wing spot over here. And this means that there is an absolute acre of space in where Bruno Fernandes was, and that is exactly what Tottenham exploit. The ball gets played into James Maddison, who then plays a pass round over to the left winger, and it allows Tottenham to really get on the counter-attack. The diagonal runs penetrating through the Manchester United backline mean that Tottenham get yet another effort on goal, and inevitably they get on the score sheet yet again. Let's have a look at another instance. This is the game against Bournemouth, and here we can see that Pedro Porro, you can't see it on your screen, but Pedro Porro is out on this right hand side with the ball. But what I want to focus on is actually the pillars of this Tottenham Hotspur midfield. Now, this actually creates a box with the midfielder that is on the left hand side, and it really just allows Tottenham to occupy so many different spaces. If we move on as well, we can see that once Bissouma beats his man, I can just drop that back a second. Bissouma is about to receive this pass. Once he receives the pass from Pedro Porro, he's then going to run through round and beat his man. Once he does this, it completely opens up the space, and this would not be possible without the positivity that Ange Postecoglou has created and put into this side. Now it's all about dynamism. Who can make a run? Who can make a pass? We know that Bissouma plays the pass into Matar Sarr, who then spins and is able to go towards goal. But what I now want to focus on is the integral player that everyone is talking about that's not on your screen at the minute, but it's James Maddison, and he runs through into the pitch. And it's this dynamism that is really able to be coming to the forefront because of the positivity that Ange is really setting through. You can see it, just a fragment of Maddison here, and he runs through into the box, and that's where he gets his first goal. This is Maddison receiving the pass, of course, and he then scores. But it's the pass from Matar Sarr, it's the direct run from Maddison, and it just is brilliant with the way that it's worked out. Let's continue, and we can have a look at the attacking intent yet again. This is the Bournemouth game. This comes from a counter-attack that Tottenham end up creating. But look at the amount of players that are currently in situ. We have Kulusevski, we have Sarr, we have Son. This is James Maddison driving with the ball towards the Bournemouth players. And then we have Richarlison. 2 Bournemouth players are not on your screen, but that means that Tottenham have a 5v4. And although it doesn't amount to anything, the attacking intent is absolutely there. And the positioning and the ability and speed from this Tottenham Hotspur side is absolutely crucial. Tottenham Hotspur played with a side of an average age of 24.8, and in contrast to that, Tottenham Hotspur's last game under Antonio Conte was actually a team that had an average age of 27.9. To put that into context, Arsenal's last game against Fulham was actually having an average age of 24.9 itself, which means that it's actually a younger side. And we know how everyone talks about Arsenal having a much younger squad than Tottenham Hotspur, but that's actually not the case. The starting 11s are very, very similar now, and it's the energy that comes with this Tottenham Hotspur side. Remember, Son is 30, so that's dragging the average age up quite a bit, but really it's the general energy, the vibrance, the dynamism that comes with this Ange Postecoglou attack. This is the second goal that they scored. Destiny Udogie playing more of a left winger. James Maddison orchestrating things yet again. But what I want to focus on here is the movement from Dejan Kulusevski, and I do not believe he makes this movement without the imprint of Ange Postecoglou in this side. He actually makes a diagonal movement through into the box to be able to nick the ball into the bottom hand corner, and it just is through this positivity that is just driving Tottenham Hotspur forwards. Here we can have a look at another instance. This is the game against Brentford, the first game that they played. But look at this. Tottenham are on the attack, of course, yes. But this is from the first goal, or the second goal, I should say, that Tottenham Hotspur end up getting. Heung-min Son is out on this left-hand side. You have Oliver Skipp, who is driving into the box, asking for the ball. Look at him, he's begging for the ball, look. He's just wanting that cross in from James Maddison because Ange Postecoglou has given that to him, his license to be able to go forwards. He needs to be dangerous in the opposition half. But the most important thing that I want to mention is Yves Bissouma, Destiny Udogie, and Emerson Royal and Destiny Udogie along with Bissouma. Remember, this is your left back and your right back. This is absolutely incredible. And the pockets of space that they're actually picking up, this is actually Emerson Royal's goal, and he shoots towards the goal after it bounces towards him. But he needs to be in that position. He needs to be on the edge of the box to be able to pick up these kind of spots. Look, it's absolutely incredible the way that he has got players going forwards. And it's through this real inventive attacking nature that I think Tottenham are taking the Premier League by storm. Here we have another instance, yet again, like I've been mentioning, Destiny Udogie taking up unbelievable attacking positions. Here you also have Emerson Royal ready in front of Yves Bissouma, but what this actually does is unlocks the movement of James Maddison, who's going to spin and then be able to pick up a pass from Bissouma, who passes through the lines. The penetration and passing is absolutely key here, and it means that Tottenham are able to go forwards and play a pass into Richarlison, who spins in behind himself. It's an absolutely brilliant worked move, and it's all because of the attacking intent of the fullbacks, as well as the attacking midfielders being able to make runs and being unlocked by the extra positions. Remember that if these players are not here, then the Brentford players do not need to worry about them, and instead it makes that press that little bit easier, it makes that movement that little bit easier, and it also means that these two centre-backs are able to worry about only Richarlison and even perhaps James Maddison, which perhaps might shut out that goal. But it's the extra players that cause the difference. Just brilliant from Tottenham. And here we have the final pass. This is a follow-on from the moment that I've just shown you. Here we have Destiny Udogie again, Emerson Royal here, but James Maddison has now picked up the ball, and as I said, he's going to play that ball straight through to Richarlison. It doesn't come to anything, but the attacking intent is absolutely there, and it's this key moment that I think highlights the way that Tottenham go forwards, and the dynamism, and the way that they have taken the Premier League by storm. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Tottenham fans, get in the comments. How are you feeling about Ange Postecoglou and this brand new looking Tottenham Hotspur side? Let me know. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something new, and I hope to see you in the next one. But until then, take care.